Hi guys, so today I want to first start off by thanking all of my subscribers for hanging in there while I was gone for about 2 weeks. It was all art related. I actually ended up going on that CTN trip that I talked about and it was incredible, but I do have a video that I'm working on for that one where I'll talk about my experience and everything that I learned and all the stuff that I got while I was there, so I won't dwell on that too much except to say that it was really amazing and I feel really inspired about where I want to take my work, and it was just really good. I feel like I have a new direction, a new path to take my work, as well as my own professional aspirations, I guess. So I'll talk more about that. And yeah, I will also say that I am wanting to do more tutorials on this channel. So if any of you have any specific subjects that you'd like to learn more about or you're curious about, please let me know. I would love to do things that are more centered on what you guys are interested in or what you'd like to learn from. So please let me know. I'll definitely be doing more of that in the near future, and I'm excited about that. Anyways, now that I've talked your ear off about all the unrelated things, we can talk a little bit about this picture. So working on this piece was actually kind of interesting because usually when I work, I get pictures done within the first 1 or 2 sittings, and then it's done and I move on. And if I have a break in the middle, I almost never go back and finish it. So this one was kind of an anomaly where I had started it a while ago and I did end up coming back to it and I did end up finishing it. And it was really kind of good in a strange way because it made me rethink the choices that I had made already for this piece, like the way that I wanted to color it and different techniques that I was going to use, where if I had gone straight through, I wouldn't have even thought twice. I just would have done the first thought that I had, and it would have been done, but it wouldn't have been the best option, I think. So it was really helpful to be able to take a step back and to realize that there were better options and different color schemes that would in the end have a better impact to it. So that was good. And also I had talked about it a little bit more, but I really want to adapt my style. I feel like it's really stuck in the ways that I've been doing for a long time now. It's very formulaic. So I have the exact same process, same way that I create an image, and the subject matter changes, but the look of it is always very similar. And I don't have these adaptive ways of showing different textures or different surfaces. And that's really what I want to get at, is to have a lot more fun putting in these details. So I really wanted to focus on that. So it was interesting to come back to a piece that I started with one mindset and I'm finishing with a completely different way of thinking about it. And I think that that actually really helped, and I think it'll help me transition more into doing future pieces that are different, because it helped me to rethink the choices that I made for this one and to realize which ones were working and which ones aren't working. So when I was choosing colors for this one, I wanted to really pull back and restrain myself. Instead of overcomplicating it and really fussing over the individual colors, I wanted it to be nice and simple and stress-free. So what I ended up doing for this one was a complementary color scheme, and that really helped me pull back, because when I was feeling like, oh, what color should I make this particular element of a costume, I went right back to my complementary colors. So I either made it gold or purple, and it was really helpful. I enjoyed it a lot more, and that's definitely something that I'd like to work into the way that I work more in the future, is to have a specific color palette that I know from the beginning and work from that. And for this piece, I think it worked really well, particularly because gold and purple have this really magical, mysterious vibe to it that I love. So it worked really well with the mood that I wanted to create with this piece, and knowing that it was right and it was the mood that I wanted, and I just had to pick one of those, really helped me to be able to enjoy the coloring process instead of getting all complicated and overthinking everything and rethinking my choices. So I really enjoyed that. I'm definitely going to simplify the way that I work with color from now on. At least that's the goal. So in this one, I actually ended up doing a lot more lighting effects than I usually do, and that was really actually intentional. I really enjoyed it, and I let myself layer a lot of different effects on top of each other and let loose with it a little bit more, because usually when I do my illustrations, I'll do the shadow and then I'll do the light and then maybe a secondary light source. And I'm tired of it. Like I said, I'm tired of having this really formulaic, structured, specific way of doing it. So when I did this lighting, I really wanted to create much more of an atmospheric look and a layering so that it had more depth to it. And I think it was pretty successful. I know that it's definitely in the right direction. So I'll go over really quickly what I actually did do for the lighting effect. So I had a layer that was a pale yellow, and that was mostly to give that sharp edge to the highlight on all the gold elements in her costumes. And then I moved on and had a little bit of a green glow from below, since her shadows ended up being kind of this warm red, and green is the opposite. But it was turned down really low, so it was just this really faint complementary look to it. And then I added a red spotlight coming from below up towards the right side. So that's where the light was coming from that was casting the shadow on her. And then I created a blue coming in from the side, and that was really pale, and that was just kind of to give a little bit more atmospheric look to it, and it discolored the curtains behind her just a hint. So it gave it a little bit more life to it, and I think it hinted more at light bouncing in and coming from a different light source than was necessarily pointed right at her. And I think that really helped it give a little bit more depth to the picture, and that's what I wanted. I wanted it to look like there was more light sources and more action going on around this picture, and you just can't see it. And I really loved it. I loved letting loose and experimenting more with the lighting and having a lot more fun with it. And that is pretty much it for this piece. I did end up going back and I lightened her whole figure up because her and the background were way too close in value, so you couldn't really differentiate them. So now the background goes back and she comes forward and you can see what's going on, and it works a lot better. So I did that, and I just want to thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you can catch all my future art videos. And until then, I'll see you at my next one. Bye!